Welcome to Rebuild a Toy.
I have a vehicle that I'd like to show you. Just picked this up off of eBay recently. And I normally don't do NASCAR vehicles when I buy diecast cars. But in this particular case, I wanted this specific vehicle. And let me show it to you here real quick. This is part of the NASCAR 50th anniversary. As you can see, it was pretty inexpensive at Walmart, and amazingly enough, I paid less than that for this car on eBay, not including shipping, of course. And let me show you the back of the card here in case you're interested. Again, I don't really collect NASCAR vehicles, but if this is something you're into, feel free to pause the video and look at what's printed on the back. What I was actually going for is this vehicle, and I don't know Jerry Nadeau either. I don't know if he was a good driver or not. I really don't know much about NASCAR, but this particular car was of interest to me because of the sponsorship of the car. Many years ago, during the dot-com bubble, I worked for one of the sponsors of this vehicle. So who was it? First Plus Loans? No. One of these little sponsors on the side here? No. Who was it? Well, let me show you. Right there on the trunk. You know what? You probably can't see it very well. So you know what we should do? We should open it. Let's do that. I've never opened one of these, but it looks like they've got a nice little finger hold here. Yeah, look at that. Looks like I know what I'm doing. So we'll take that out. It has this interesting little stand and display here. That's kind of cool. Got it for the car. No disrespect to Mr. Nadeau there. Alright, let's take a look at this First Plus vehicle. First Plus Loans, Ford. I assume it's a... that looks like a Taurus to me. Never understood why they raced a sedan, especially one that looks like a two-door car. Now, I suppose that could have been a T-Bird, now that I think about it. They had a Thunderbird available back then. This would have been in the late 90s. You know what, let me zoom this in real quick. There we go. The focus seems to work a little bit better on this camera when it's zoomed in. Or not. There we go. So the paint is not fantastic on here. In fact, I'm not sure what's going on with the paint. Almost looks like it got smeared somehow, which is kind of weird since it was in the package, as you saw. That's alright. What I was mostly going for was here on the trunk. Dun, da, da, da. Let's see if we can zoom in and read what was underneath it. What was that called? Something Technology Service Corporation? Anyway, the name of the company was Vanstar. I was trying to read what was underneath it there. Let's see if I zoom in. You could probably read it on your video on the little screen on my camera. I can't. Anyway, that was the tagline for the company. Vanstar was the name of the company that I worked for back in the late 90s. They were a technology solutions company, and they had a number of different things. A lot of people worked for them, and as happened with many things technology-based in the 90s, it went kaboom. So thankfully I got out just before folks got handed their pink slip company-wide, but I always remembered that they sponsored a NASCAR. Probably with money they should have been using to invest in the business instead of putting their logo on a car. But at the time, the theory was that nobody really knew who the company was. It was called Computerland back before they changed the name. And they thought maybe by sponsoring a NASCAR, the average Joe would know who the company was. Although, frankly, I don't know why anyone would care what the company was. They provided services to large companies, computer repair, server repair, stuff most average people probably wouldn't need anyway. even to this day, people really don't need that. You can run down to any number of places in your local town to have a computer repaired. These folks didn't really do walk-in repairs anyway. They mostly wanted nationwide contracts was what they made their money on. But there you go. VanStar, the sponsor of a NASCAR that they probably really couldn't afford at the time. Now, if we look at the car itself, I'm not familiar with these cars. These are plastic wheels, plastic base, and wow, I want to say that's a plastic body on there too. I hate to disrespect the car too much if it's metal, but I don't think that that is a metal body. If it is, it's a pretty... You know what? I think it is a metal body, so give them credit where the credit is due. I think it is a metal body. Not sure about this swipe here. You know, if you're into NASCAR and you want to comment on this, maybe there's a reason for that. It looks like the exhaust pipe comes out here on the side of the car. Maybe they were trying to go for some realism on the paint job. I don't know. It seems to me like an error like that would have been caught pretty early on. As you can see, the other side doesn't have it, but then there's no exhaust pipe on the other side either. I just find that highly unusual. They wouldn't catch an error like that in the paint. But that's okay. I wanted it out of the case anyway, so that you could see the logo on the trunk. Anyway, that is my vehicle purchase from eBay. Thanks for watching.